Hello and welcome to Lower Merion Libraries Online. On this show, we bring you some of the fun and informative programs offered by our 6 libraries. All 6 Lower Merion libraries are open for in-person visitation, but some restrictions still apply. Please visit LMLS.org for all the details. As always, though, our staff and librarians bring you a variety of cool and educational online programs for your viewing pleasure. This is in addition to a whole suite of apps and websites available at LMLS.org, like Learning Express, where you can access online tutorials, practice tests, workplace skills improvement exercises, and much more. All available with your Montgomery County library card. And now, on to the videos. Miss Casey from Ludington Library shows you how to prepare a sweet treat for your campfire this summer on Casey Cooks.
Hi everyone, my name is Casey. Welcome back or welcome to Casey Cooks. Today we'll be making campfire snacks. This is a recipe for all ages, but some parental assistance may be required. The first thing we need for this recipe is clean hands, so pause this video, go wash your hands, and I'll be here when you get back. For this recipe, you will need graham crackers or regular crackers, about a 1/4 cup of yogurt. Greek is fine, plain is fine, whatever you have, plain or vanilla. Probably just not flavored yogurt for this recipe. You can use gummy bears, you can use gummy worms, Sour Patch Kids. I have Swedish fish with me today. Little round fruit of any kind, so this could be blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. Today I have some grapes. Licorice, this can be any flavor, any color. Today I have cherry and citrus. Marshmallows of any size because they are a campfire essential. Cups and spoons for your ingredients, a plate, and a soft or butter knife. As always, whatever you have around the house is totally fine. You don't have to match exactly what I have. Whatever type of yogurt or candy you like or have around the house totally works with this recipe. Today, you're the chef, it's your kitchen, you get to make the call. So the first thing we're gonna do today is cut and wash our fruit. So I've already washed my fruit, so feel free to pause this video, ask a parent for help if you need to, and go rinse and wash your fruit. So like I said, we're gonna cut our fruit first. So whatever you have, your tiny fruit, we're gonna cut them in half. We're gonna cut them in half hamburger style so that you have 2 short halves instead of 2 long halves. So we're gonna go ahead and cut our fruit this way instead of this way. You can ask for parent assistance here if you need to. Just wanna cut all of our small fruits here. And if you have a berry, something like a raspberry or blackberry, it's okay if your halves aren't perfect. And when you finish cutting them in half, you can stick them back into your cup or your plate or wherever you're sticking your ingredients, and we'll use them later. So to start your campsite, you're going to need to pick out 2 crackers. So if you're using graham crackers, you can technically pick out 4 since each one of these is 2. Or if you're using regular crackers, you can just pick out any 2 round crackers, square crackers, any type of crackers you have lying around the house is fine. So then we're going to take our 1/4 cup of yogurt and we're just going to spread some yogurt around on our crackers here. And you can hold them together if you have to. This is how our toppings are going to stick to this today. So it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to use a lot. Just enough to cover your campsite. Make sure I get all of my cracker covered here. Okay, perfect. So now we're going to grab our little fruits again, and we're going to take the halves and we're going to place them around our campsite to serve as little stones. If you've ever made a campfire or sat around a campfire, you might see little stones around them to help build the fire up. So that's what we're going to use our little fruits for today. Oh, these are still stuck together. And you can do this any way you'd like. You can go around in a square, around in a circle, make a pattern. If you have more than one small fruit, you can alternate. Like I said, you're the chef today. It's your kitchen. Totally up to you. Doing a little bit of both here. Okay, after this we're going to prep our firewood or our little pretzel sticks. And you can break these in half if you'd like. You can put them in a pile. You can make a tent shape. You can put them any way you'd like. So I'm going to take a bunch, just pour them out. And I'm going to do a variety of things. I'm going to start some here, break them. You can use as many or as little as you'd like, as long as you put them in the center somehow. Okay, some of mine are going to be sticking up. Now it's time to prep our fire. So here's where your gummies and licorice come in. If your campfire, your camp wood starts to fall down, don't worry about it. You can always fix it again. I'm going to get a little crafty and I'm going to braid the licorice together a little bit so that it's a little mixed. Looks like a little bit of a flame. Let's stick that here. That's okay, my campfire, we can build around it. If you have extra candy, you can build it to your campfire. Or if you have something like Swedish Fish or Sour Patch Kids, you can make them little campers. So I'm going to have my Swedish Fish be my campers around the campfire. They're the ones camping. Maybe we'll build them a tent later. And then you can add your marshmallows in, because like we said, there's no great campfire without a few marshmallows. So add a few marshmallows to the fire. Make sure they were roasting. If you want, you can even stick them to your pretzel sticks here. Give your fish something to roast. Get creative with it. Create a story. Create a masterpiece. Create art. There we go. Make one for myself so I can roast my own marshmallows. And there you have it. You've made a tasty campfire snack. A little bit of sugar, a little bit of fruit, all around gorgeous and probably taste amazing too. And that's it. You've made a tasty campfire snack. Here's what my masterpiece looks like. I want to see yours. If you're watching on Facebook, go ahead and drop me a picture in the comments. If you're watching elsewhere, you can use the hashtag KCCooks and I'll see your photos. Thanks so much for tuning in to KC Cooks Today. I hope to see you again soon.
You can find this video and lots of other videos on the Library System's YouTube channel. Just visit LMLS.org and click on the Programs on YouTube button. Well, we have to take a break, but stay tuned. There's lots more to come here on Lower Merion Libraries Online. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Lower Merion Libraries Online, where we feature some great virtual programs offered at our 6 Lower Merion libraries. You can always find out more about what's going on at the libraries by signing up for one or more of our newsletters. Just click on the Newsletter tab and fill out the online form for the library or program you'd like to learn about. Now back to the videos. Continuing our cooking theme with Ms. Melody from Ludington Library, who shows you how to make a treat for all your canine friends.
Hey everyone, it's Miss Melody from the Ludington Library Junior Room. Welcome back to Try It Out with Miss Melody. This week we're going to be continuing our theme of tails and tales by doing a little baking project for a furry friend you might have in your life. We are going to be making 4 ingredient do-it-yourself dog treats. This project does involve an oven, so you are going to need an adult to help you out, but it's a project the whole family can get involved with. It's great for kids to start learning how to measure, and since we're going to be rolling out dough this week, that's a great sensory activity. You're going to need 4 food ingredients for this project. We'll be using 3 cups of flour, either whole wheat or all-purpose, 2 eggs, 1 banana, and 1 cup of pure pumpkin puree, which is different than pumpkin pie filling. You don't want to use that because that's not going to be good for your dog. We're also going to need some cooking supplies, some tools we'll be using to make these dog treats. A cookie sheet for baking, a rolling pin, a spatula or spoon, a bowl, and some measuring cups. You're also going to need some sort of cookie cutter, probably on the smaller side, so that you can make dog treats that are the size that your dog will be able to fit into their mouth or crunch up. I was just going to use kind of a round whatever I had, but I found this adorable little tiny bone-shaped cookie cutter, so that is what I'm going to be using today. Before you start mixing up your ingredients, you're going to want to preheat your oven. You're going to turn it up to 350 degrees and let it heat up. Then you're going to start putting your items, all of your food ingredients, into a bowl. You're first going to take your banana. Yours does not need to be quite as ripe as mine is, but it can be. You're going to squish it down into the bowl. Then we're going to add our 2 eggs. And 1 cup of pumpkin puree. You might need a spoon or a spatula to scrape your pumpkin puree into your bowl. Once you have all of your wet ingredients, which is what we're going to call these ones, they're kind of have a wet texture, a moist texture. You're going to mix those together. You might have to mush up your banana a little bit, especially if it's not quite as ripe as mine was, to get it combined, because you don't really want chunks of banana. You want it nicely combined and smooth all the way through before you put in your flour. Once you've mashed up all your banana lumps, you're ready to add your flour. You're going to be adding 3 cups of flour. I already have mine measured out, so I'm going to dump it into the bowl and mix it together. And once again, you're going to want to make sure that you don't have any lumps, so no clumps of flour sticking together. You want it nice and smooth once it's all mixed together. When your flour is all combined, you should be left with a ball of sticky dough. It's not going to be very dry. It's still going to be pretty wet and sticky. And now you're ready to roll out your dough. So you're going to want to take some extra flour and dust the table or the surface you're using in front of you so it won't stick to your table. Just put a little down, spread it out with your hands. Put your dough right on top. And you're probably going to want some flour on your hands as well so it won't stick to your hands, and also on your rolling pin so it won't stick to that either, because this is still pretty wet. We're going to roll out our dough to about 1/8 of an inch, which is pretty thin. If your treats are thicker, it's going to take longer for them to bake. These should only take about 20 minutes once we put them in the oven. You're going to roll it out, and then you're going to start cutting out your treats and putting them on a baking tray. I line my baking tray with parchment paper. You can do that as well, or you can spray the pan so that your treats don't stick. Once you've cut out your treats, you're ready to put them in the oven for 20 minutes. Now, as I was rolling out my dough, I did notice, because it's such a sticky dough, I had to add quite a lot of flour to it. So make sure you have a lot of extra flour for dusting on your hands and for dusting on the table, because if there isn't flour underneath your dough, it's going to stick to the table and you're going to have a really hard time getting it off and onto your tray. So I'm going to stick these into the oven, and after 20 minutes, we have our baked treats. They should be nice and crunchy on the outside and a little bit soft on the inside. You actually could eat these treats yourself if you wanted to. I don't know if I would necessarily recommend that, but we did use all ingredients that are safe for humans to eat. So I hope you enjoyed this project. You can post a picture of any of the treats you made down in the comments. We would love to see what you made together as a family. And before you go, I have just a few book recommendations that all have to do with dogs. The first two are picture books. You can find all these books in the children's room at Ludington. These are going to be in the picture book section. The first one is called Dog Wants to Play. It's by Christine McDonnell. This is great for younger readers because it has a lot of repetition in it about a dog who is looking for a playmate and having a really hard time finding one. The next book I would like to recommend is also a picture book. It's a little bit longer, so for readers who can listen for a little bit longer, have a little longer attention span. This is called Dog Loves Books. It's by Louise Yates. And it's about a little dog who decides to open a bookstore, but he's having a hard time getting customers. So you have to see what he does. And last but not least, I pulled a book from the Easy Reader section. So for kids probably 5 or 6 who are just starting to read and starting to get their own books. This is the Marley series. This one is by, just double check, Hill is the last name, Susan Hill. And this is a whole series about a dog named Marley who likes to get into interesting situations and seems to always be getting into trouble. So if you like dogs, this is a great series to start with if you're a new reader. Once again, thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this project and I will see you soon. Bye.
Once again, you can view this great video and all the other great videos on the Library System's YouTube channel. Just click on the Programs on YouTube button on lmls.org. And be sure to follow the Library System's other social media sites on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Well, we have to take another break, but please stay tuned. There's more great virtual library programming to come. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Lower Merion Libraries Online, where we share some of the best educational online programs our librarians have developed just for you. Lower Merion Libraries are open for in-person visitation, but some restrictions remain. Please visit our website for all the details. Well, here's one last video for this month, a fun craft by Ms. Gwen at Belmont Hills Library. Enjoy.
All right, so in your bag, you should have a little instruction sheet that tells you what's in your bag. And also on the bottom, it has my email. So please, when you're finished, take a picture, email it to me so I can put it on our Facebook page. I'm going to see what you've done. You should have a box of crayons and a little squirt bottle. And then you're going to have Keep Me Dry fun facts about birds, animals, and humans. That's us. And we're going to have 2 fun stickers. You can put them on your shirt, or if you have a sticker book, you can put them in your sticker book, or give them to a friend. And then you're going to have a couple pages here. So this one's a penguin, and then we have, let's see here, a lion. Then we have a more realistic little pug. Isn't he so cute? So you can use one of these, or I put also a blank piece of paper so you can draw your own animal. I thought you might like to do that. So you can choose one of these, or you can draw your own animal. So maybe I'll draw my own animal today. And maybe so get your crayons out. Okay. Oh, nice new crayons. So I'm going to use, I think I'm going to start with purple, and I'm going to draw maybe the duck. Let's see if I can just look at him over there. So I'm going to put this here. And you can draw any kind of an animal. Tail. Oops. No. Okay. So, oh, we have to do his little beak. And his little cute little eyes and his little hair there. Okay. So I just did something very quickly. and you can color it in. You can make your duck or whatever animal you draw any color you want. Now, you can take your time doing this. I'm just moving along a little bit quicker so I can show you what to do. So I'm coloring. Okay, I'm going to use some orange for the beak. Okay, so in the fun facts, I talked a little bit about how birds, most birds, have feathers that keep them dry because there's a special oil they can get from the base of their tail. They get this oil and they put it all over their feathers and it makes it waterproof, and that way they can go out in the rain and the water rolls right off of them. And there's a saying, just let the water roll off of you like a duck's back. So, and the crayons have wax in them, which creates like a waterproof barrier. So if you were to put water on here, oops, I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, I can't say anything yet. So the next thing you want to do is you want to get either a baking sheet or maybe wax paper or something to protect your surface. I'm just going to use another piece of paper here. Okay. And then you have your little squirt bottle. And if you have any food coloring at home, you can just put a drop or two. And I did not have food coloring here. I couldn't find it. So what I'm going to do is I decided to use my watercolors. So I'm going to put some in there. And you don't have to. See, it's changing the color. Just enough so you can see it a little bit. Look, it changed it. Put a little bit darker blue. Okay, that should be good. Okay, shake it up. Okay, and then you're going to squirt your paper. Yeah, I know, sounds crazy. You're going to squirt it all over. You don't need to soak it. Just enough so you see the drops. So you can see the drops here. And then you can see how it's rolling off because the wax is protecting the paper. Just like the oil protects the feathers on a bird. And if you wipe it off with a piece of paper or a piece of paper towel, you can see that it did not disturb the colors at all. So it's almost like a raincoat. So I just thought you would like that fun little science experiment. And since you have other pages, you can color these in, or you can use the back and make more of your own drawings, and you can do the experiment over and over and over again. So I hope you enjoyed this and enjoy your crayons too. Oh, there we go. And remember to take a picture of what you've drawn and send it to me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
You can find this video on the Library System's YouTube channel. Click on the Programs on YouTube button on LMLS.org. Well, we're out of time for this episode, but please tune in again next month for more of the best online programs from our 6 Lower Merion libraries. You can visit LMLS.org anytime for more information, including a weekly schedule of programs, story times, and a whole suite of apps and websites with links to a huge variety of content. If you have any questions about what services are available or any other specific requests, you can always call your local library at the numbers listed on the screen. Thanks again for watching Lower Merion Libraries Online. We'll see you next time.